Mark Gilchrist is where he feels most at home, in a hide on the edge of a stubble field with a box of shells and his trusty Browning Maxus waiting for the pigeons to come flocking in. He shoots thousands of woodies and rabbits every year for his own cooking and to pass on to dealers who sell them on to restaurants. His kit gets a hammering, and so would his ears if he didn't look after them.
I know that my father's hearing's very bad until you offer to get a round of drinks, and he can hear that 200 or 300 yards away. Everything else he can't hear, and I'm very concerned because obviously it's irreparable. Once you damage your hearing, it doesn't come back.
Today he has been invited to the Puretone offices in Rochester to have a look around and be fitted for a new pair of CENS Proflex digital ear defenders, which are made here. First of all, the impressions need to be taken.
It feels a bit cold, feels a bit odd.
I can't hear. Obviously can't hear very much, so I suppose you gum the ear up.
After a couple of minutes, the moulds can be removed and Mark's custom-made Proflex can begin to take shape.
It's two. Okay. There you are.
Wow.
So, how did it feel?
It wasn't painful at all. Unfortunately, the big hard man of shooting doesn't like being touched or having anything put in his ear. It wasn't uncomfortable at all. It genuinely wasn't. Just I'm pretty pathetic.
Someone needs to man up, especially as Olympic hopeful Abby Burton is all smiles. She's getting her impressions done at work, but her shooting school in the West Country. The audiologist can visit you anywhere in the country, at home or at work, to get the ball rolling and the canals filled. Ear protection is vital for someone like Abby. It was her gamekeeping grandfather who introduced her to shooting and ear protection.
From a very young age, it's been drummed into me by my grandfather about hearing, because I don't think he wore any when he was younger and he took up shooting, so yeah, he definitely looked after me in that way.
Abby has had moulds done before, but this is the first time she'll have CENS digital technology inside them.
I've had a couple of ear moulds made, and I definitely think they are a good idea, a good thing. They're very comfortable to wear, and obviously for the first time I get to try some of the electronic ones, which allows me to hear people talking as well as protecting my ears when it's shooting in progress.
How many cartridges do you get through a year, roughly?
Oh gosh, probably at least 20,000 maybe, at least. So just a bit.
The CENS range is all handcrafted and manufactured alongside the hearing aids that Puretone first started making back in 1976. It's because the chief technical designer is a shooter himself that he has pushed the design and technology for gun users. Prevention is a much better idea than conditions such as tinnitus and hearing loss. So what are the most important features for Martin to have brought to this design?
Comfort is the number one reason why you would wear a pair of CENS. They're dual silicon softness. They're made of a silicon material with electronic insert. The electronic insert will provide you with natural ambient sounds, even to the point of where the gun is fired. You still hear the gun. So we're not talking of sounds that instantly go down and cut off and then come back up. You can pull the trigger, you'll hear the gun go off, all the levels come down to a safe level, and as soon as that trigger's been pulled, you'll hear the next bird come in over the treetops.
Mark also likes the idea of being able to pick up ambient sound. He's looking forward to testing out the CENS on a very special quarry.
I'm optimistic I'm going to be able to hear things better than I would with the over-the-ear defender, so I'm going to be able to pick up wing beats. And I think what's going to be, just from what Martin was saying, what I'm really looking forward to trying is shooting teal under the moon, where you're hearing. That's the one time I don't use ear protection, which is obviously very bad, because you need to hear that of the wing, of them stopping, and then you've got about 1 second to pick them up, get a line, pull the trigger.
Mark's CENS Proflex are delivered to him in just a few days, and even before he loads the gun, he's realised the benefits of the design. Listening to the radio in the car and being able to brag about the bag with friends on the phone. Andy Crow is the one getting an earful from Mark today.
Crow man, that's not the case. I invite you pigeon shooting all the time.
Yeah, but I'm busy, Gilchrist. I've got 6 light bulbs standing in the shed for you.
So on their first outing, what does Mark think?
I've had them on since, about 9 o'clock this morning. I've had them on in the car. You just can't, you just can't tell that you've got any hearing protection on at all. It's also quite good because it means I can get a nice suntan on my ears, because I was a bit worried before I was getting circles. which was a bit of a shame. The only really distressing thing about them is I've found out that I actually talk to myself, and previously with the overhead earmuffs I couldn't hear it, but now I can hear it quite clearly.
If you'd like to do that.
Abby has also had her CENS delivered. She has the Digital 2 style, which has 2 pre-programmed settings, one for game, which boosts quieter sounds such as approaching birds and quarry, and the other for clays, giving extra suppression, reducing the additional gun noise happening around you.
Well, I can hear everything, you know, except for the bang.
You can't hear the bang then?
Well, I can't hear the bang, no, it's really different.
So how does it compare to ordinary foam plugs?
I think these are much better. I think they are a lot more sociable, because obviously I can hear a lot more birds, people and the environment, and it also cancels out the noise, which is the job that you want it to do.
The CENS range comes in loads of colours and styles, so you can colour coordinate or camo right up to the ears. Why not have a browse on the CENS Digital website, www.censdigital.com.